G'day everybody, today we are once again working on the Falcon. Originally the plan for today was we were going to cut out this hole here, weld it in a new plate and then bog it up and clean it up and get that all fixed up. But we're having a problem with the welder at the moment. Is the welder I'm using, it's one Jess got me for my birthday. The problem I'm having with it right now is when I pull the trigger and get the wire coming out to weld, once I stop pulling out the trigger, the wire will keep going for about 10 to 15 seconds. So you get a big piece, and if you touch on anything, obviously it's still live wire, so it starts welding. So I'm not really sure what the problem is. I'm going to wait until I can have my dad here and we can go over and look at it, because he's got more experience with welders than I do, and we'll try and figure out what's wrong, and then we can use it to fix that rust hole. Today, instead, the plan is there are about 3 dents on the body of the car that I can get out with basically just bog, sand, and be done. So I'm going to do those. So the first 2 are right here, this one here and this one here. They happened, I owned the car when they happened. A bike ramp in the shed fell over and landed on my car and scratched into it. So they're not small dents, they're pretty thick, pretty deep, but I mean, not the deepest. I'm comfortable just bogging over them. I know realistically I should pull them out and stuff, but I have the right tools to do that, and like this one's not even a problem. The top one's a bit deep, this one's not a problem. But I'm happy with just doing bog for it now, and if it comes to it later I can always redo it. Final one is just here in front of the tail light on the driver's side. It's already got bog in it. It was bogged up and then got smacked and the bog came off. So I'm just gonna bog it up again. Again, probably not the best way to do it, but it's what I'm gonna do. So I have to take this tail light out, grind it down a bit, bog it up.
Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Yeah. Why check Castro, yeah, I need my ass. Why check Castro, yeah, I need my money line. Why check Castro, yeah, I need my money line. Why check Castro, yeah, I need my money line. Watch out for those who surround you, need no funny kind. You can't see what's on my brain, I live inside my mind. Out of space and out of sight, you need me in my line. Need no face, don't need no phonies, no.
I've got those ground down, ready to bog up. I went pretty wide on them just so I could have enough to smooth it down. Usually I'd probably use an Orbi to do this, air-powered orbital sander, but I don't have a compressor here, so I was using the grinder. So it's a bit rough, but I mean, rough is easy for the bog to stick to, so that shouldn't be a problem. This bottom one here, it feels like the dent or scratch was basically just in the paint. I don't think there's really much there to worry about, so I'll probably just not bog that one up. I'll just put some primer on it for now, and then once we get to the point of actually painting the car, we'll get some high fill primer on it, and that one should be fine. Look, this body's not going to be perfect, but like I'll take the big ones out, but there's not really anything that I can feel there, so it shouldn't be a problem. This one obviously is still a massive gash that I will need to clean up. So fix this one, leave this one, and then we'll see how we get on with the rest of it. So since we're doing the repair today in just bog, or Bondo, body filler, whatever you want to call it, I thought I'd talk about it for a second, a few opinions I have. This is my channel, so I can give my opinions. You hear a lot of people who will say, this car done no Bondo, it's all metal work, and like, as if that's a step up. Now, like, there are some drawbacks to Bondo in the fact that it's heavy. It's not as heavy as lead, and people who do lead feeling, that's a lot heavier, and more dangerous. I don't really see the point in it. But it gets a bad rep for being heavy and just being a dodgy sort of way to repair. Fact is, body fill is not a dodgy way to repair. The main problem with if you do metal finishing, so like just having the metal done, reworking the metal, shaving it down, getting it all nice and smooth and looking really pretty, look like it came straight out of the factory like that before you paint it, is that would be a fine way to do old cars because they have really thick panels. The steel is just thicker. But with my car, it's made in a more modern way, which has a lot thinner sheet metal used for the car part. So more you're taking away the metal, you're basically just making it weak there, and you get a higher chance of it tearing and breaking, and it just takes down the rigidity of it. So it's something I'd prefer to avoid more. It's more effort for a nicer looking finish, but not necessarily a nicer performing finish. So that's why I'm quite happy using bog, and by no means am I a fantastic panel beater. I did a year of it as an apprentice and I got okay. I'm still not great. I haven't done it for quite a few years now, 3 years or something. I haven't been doing that, so like I definitely am far from the best and far from the most knowledgeable. This is just my 2 cents worth. I always got told, right, you hear the thing that you can't put bog on top of paint and you can't put bog on top of bare metal. And my old mentor told me that that applies for old school bog. It's an idea that's been brought over from old bog. New bog, fantastic. It will do the job on bare metal, it'll do the job on top of paint. As long as you get rid of the shine, it will stick and it will stay. So yeah, obviously in this repair we're going over how thick you really should put bog in. You shouldn't put bog in as thick as I'm going to put it in, but it'll do the job and it's quick, easy. For this body, I don't need it to be fantastic, I need it to be good enough to get painted and look decent to get roadworthy, and then I'm going to do extensive body work, and that's when I'll be paying a lot more attention, buying better quality stuff. So this is the bog that I'm going to be using. It's a Repco brand. It was pretty cheap. It was like 20 bucks I think for 2.5 kilos. My expectations for this are pretty low. I'm not expecting a lot from it, but hopefully it'll just give me enough to sand back, put some spray on filler primer over it and call it a day. Now, I was also watching a video the other day where someone did bog work, and they were talking about the bog cards that they use and saying that they make sure they clean off all their bog cards after they finish the working. They clean it off so they can use it again, because they cost $25 per board, and it just like grab a piece of cardboard, make it on some cardboard, it's cheap. And then once you're done, smooth it out, smooth the bog out, let it dry a bit, give it a quick buzz over with your sander, and just use the same board next time. I had a board when I was panel beating that I had for about 7 months. I used the same board. In the end, it was about that thick of just bog, and it did the job. And I ended up scraping off all the bog at the end, so I didn't want to get any thicker, and it was a good bog board. Don't understand why you would buy boards for putting on bog when you can just get cardboard. But that's just my opinion. So this is what the bog looks like in the container. Now check. Oh. I know you can't spell through the screen, but goddamn, does that smell like bog? So as you can see, mixing bog is essentially just smashing the hardener into the bog and folding it over so you get all nice consistent colour. This is obviously the pink coloured bog, which again not really filling me with high hopes for this, but it is what it is. Cover up my bog before it all goes shit. There's the bog all mixed up, and let's go chuck it on the car.
No snakes, no only homies down for show. Go, go, go. Get a book and get the front and we load up and roll, roll, roll. I got kids, yeah, I got staff. I make a little need more, more, more. I sell records, you sell packs, not on my level, no, no, no. I'm a pop star, I'm a rock star, I'm a winner. Think I'm not hard, you smoke rock hard waste, man, why you dumb? I'm with airline, we on airlines like we on the run. I'm with Tay, girls run up on me, they done. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Yeah, 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 yeah. Why check cash, yeah, I need mine. Yeah, yeah.
Now the bog is nice and hard, as you can hear. So we're gonna go and start sanding it down. I don't actually have a sanding block. I thought I did, but I don't. So I'm just gonna use this piece of wood. It's not perfect, but it should work fine. It's a bit of sandpaper over this, just 80 grit to start it off with. And we'll go from there and see how it goes.
I've been wasting my time. I don't know why I can't get you out my mind. And if I find a way to get it, when I do it, I can live it and forget it. Cause I hate how much I love you, or I hate how you just put me in my feelings. I just wish you understood the gravity, but you got low sinners. I guess it's better just to live it and forget it than to live it and remember. I've been wasting my time. I don't know why I can't get you out my mind. Yeah, now I'm so lost, where do I go? I was in the chase, caught a flat on road. It was all love, X no O. I was feeling rich, but we turned out broke. North Pole, life so cold. Lukewarm love, should've took it to the stove. You were bad news, all kind, no pro. We grew apart fast. I guess we was reaping what we sowed in. I guess we was unequally yoked in. Guess if we was putting on the shoulder. Guess we should've tried to take it slow then. Guess I let my feelings take control. Guess I let my demon take the wheel. Used to think that we be growing older. Now I can't believe that it was real. It was back in late December when I did it. I just wish I could forget it. Cause I hate how much I love it, or I hate how I just love to catch a feeling. And you told me that you understood the gravity, but now I know you didn't. I guess it's better just to live it and forget it than to live it and remember. If I find a way to get it, when I do it, I can live it and forget it. Cause I hate how much I love you, or I hate how you just put me in my feelings. I just wish you understood the gravity, but you got lost sinners. I guess it's better just to live it and forget it than to
We got the first layer pretty much sand it down with 80 grit. As you can see, this dark spot in the middle is where I still haven't hit it with the sanding. So that means there's obviously the low spot where the damage still is, so I'll have to come back in and put some more filler in that one. So as you can see, I've put another thin layer of body filler over it. So I'm gonna let that dry and then sand it again and hope this one covers it all in and we can be done with this. Doing bog work, you really do yourself a favour by making it as smooth as possible. Because you see a lot of people put on, people on YouTube put on, and they have like these massive ridges between their strokes, and that just makes sanding it so much harder on yourself. So if you can, just before it starts to go too hard to swipe, because you get it too hard, you'll just get chunks coming up and it will be really, you have to basically scrape it off and do it again. But just before that stage, if you go over it all and make it one big smooth bit, it just makes it so much easier when you're sanding it and really cuts down on your sanding time, because we all know that sanding just sucks. So make it as easy on yourself as you can. So there's that dent done. So we finished it off on the block with 80 grit, then went to 120 and 180 on the electric hand sander. And we get rid of all the scratches. Still a bit more scratch than I want, but 180 is the highest I've got, so we're just going to stick with that. Just going to tape it off a bit, tape off this whole area, including the one down the bottom that you can't see because it's off camera, and then we're going to spray some filler over it and that will be done. It doesn't look like we're going to get to the back one today, just running out of time in the day, so we're going to do that in a different video, or I might just do it off video. You've all seen the process. This is basically what I'm going to be doing for all of the small dents around the car. And yeah, just got to finish, just got to pay it off, and then we'll be done for the day, and that'll be it. That repair done. Obviously it's not a perfectly done job. At the top you can see a fair bit of feathering and stuff in the paint. I've only just put this primer on basically to stop the bare metal rusting, because we're starting to have some rainy days. So yeah, this is not the final step in repairing any of the repairs I'm going to do, because once I get to the point where I have a compressor and I can go through and just sand down the entire car and go over all of the imperfections and dents and everything, then I will properly clean everything. Right now I'm just limited by not having the appropriate equipment, and essentially that's because, like a lot of people, I lost my job during this coronavirus outbreak. So right now I'm only on the job seeker payments. And jobs are hard to find, pretty hard to find where I am. So for someone who's not overly qualified to do anything, it makes it pretty difficult. So I can only work with cheap materials that I have or that I can afford, and just doing the best I can while I can, and then later on we'll fix things properly. I'd rather have stuff started in this small way and be able to come back later and fix it up with faster later when I have the better equipment. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. That'll be pretty much the only repair I can get done today. I've got to go to the gym in a few hours. I've got some housework to do, so I'll get all that sorted. But yeah, that'll be the end of this video today. Like I said, this is definitely not a tutorial. This is just me showing you what I'm doing, and just letting you come along, see how I work. It's not fantastic, but it gets the job done. At the end of the day, this is a ute that cost me less than $2,000 4 years ago that will turn into something awesome. have some awesome ideas. Probably going to annoy a lot of people, some of the stuff I do, but I don't care, it's my car. So yeah, that'll be the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed. I might have learned something, I don't know, but yeah. I'll see you all in the next video, and hopefully there'll be less time between my car videos coming out. Just everyone's been sick, so had to take a little break from doing these car videos, but I'll get back to it, start coming out more regularly. Hopefully can start doing some bigger projects on it soon, something a bit more entertaining to watch than someone standing. So yeah, catch you all in the next video.